Negotiating a peace deal with Putin is not the same as negotiating a real estate deal in Manhattan. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Two major foreign policy mistakes that governments, especially democratic ones, are prone to make are miscalculating the motives of opposing parties in negotiating and overestimating the importance of economics and how such states determine their diplomatic and military strategies. We may see this graphically and tragically playing out in the talks to try to end the Russian-Ukraine war. President Trump and U.S. officials are hoping Vladimir Putin can be enticed into an agreement with the prospect of multi-billion-dollar deals for extracting oil and gas, mining minerals, and constructing hotels, office buildings, resorts, high-tech parks, and so much else. They believe similarly dazzling prospects would also soften up Ukraine to make compromises as well. The dream is that so much commerce will guarantee a durable peace between the two countries. Who knows what may emerge from these efforts? But no one should have any illusion about Putin. He'll only sign on to a deal that he feels will enable his rapid takeover of Ukraine. The prospect of a nice, Trump-constructed tower in Red Square, named after the Russian dictator, perhaps Putin Place, won't deter him one bit from his ultimate aims. Sure, he'd love agreements that would help a troubled Russian economy, but immediate economics count for next to nothing in his imperial ambitions. And those ambitions don't stop with Ukraine, as Russian neighbors Poland, Finland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Norway, Finland, and nearby Sweden can attest. A worried Germany is undertaking a major multi-year rearmament program. The blunt truth is that the only way the Kremlin will go for a deal that genuinely guarantees a truly independent Ukraine is if Kyiv is given the necessary armaments and freedom of action to push back the Russian invaders. Otherwise, Putin will remain convinced he'll win his war, either on the battlefield through his ghastly attrition tactics or at the negotiating table with the U.S. betraying Ukraine the way Britain and France betrayed Czechoslovakia to Hitler in Munich in 1938. The illusion that economics can be a substitute for power dies hard. However, before World War II, for example, Britain and France consoled themselves that Nazi Germany's serious economic problems would deter a conflict. What they didn't want to grasp is that while by traditional civilian standards the German economy was a mess, the Nazi regime was running a war economy, a very different standard indeed. The hoped-for German economic collapse, of course, never came. Before World War I, many thought a conflict couldn't happen, or if it did, it would be very short-lived, because the economies of Europe were so intricately tied together that there'd be a general collapse if trade was stopped. When the war did come, very serious dislocations occurred, but countries adjusted, and horrific fighting ensued for 4 years. The other illusion, closely related to the economic one, is miscalculating the other side's motives. President Obama and his misguided team thought the Iranian mullahs were really interested in the well-being of their people, that they could be coaxed into giving up their terroristic revolutionary goals and their nuclear ambitions through relief from sanctions and prosperity-creating trade and foreign investment activities. The Iranian mullahs are revolutionaries. Hitler was a revolutionary. Putin is a revolutionary. Such rulers don't operate by traditional standards. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.